Hello again to all subscribers and listeners of this channel. This is today's review of Attack on Titan Season 2, Episode 3, entitled Southwestward. Very nice episode. A little less action, but enough development that really moves the story along. Overall, not bad. First thoughts. This episode started out with a really interesting scene between three characters. The entire episode had more action than episode 2, but less action than episode 1. But we see a new problem develop later on in the episode and a very interesting revelation about one of the new recruits in the scouting regiment. Overall, really nice episode with a creepy intro scene and another really nice cliffhanger. The plot. So, first things first. Connie is still completely thrown off by that one bizarre Titan that's on his house that has his eyes and the blonde hair. He's in the village where there's apparently no blood, there's no remains, there's no damaged property, there's no ripped clothes. The only thing that's damaged are the houses, and the horses they don't seem to be bothered at all. Yet, the houses have the giant craters holes in them, as if somehow the Titans got in there, but you're not sure how. Then something really, really weird happens. And this is the second time that I've seen this. Or maybe third in the series. Second or third. The blonde, yellow-eyed Titan that looks like Connie, it looks straight at him and then says, "Welcome home." So like I said, that's only the second or third time that Titan speaks, but it's still kind of freaky that some of them can talk. But yeah. Right after that, Raynor comes in and seems oddly pushy towards Connie. Just after the Titan speaks, which I thought was interesting. We then move on to a short conversation between Ymir and Krista, where they argue about Ymir's true intentions for joining the Scouts. Next scene, we see another really well done scene of, what's her name, Captain Rico, the one with the glasses, slaying what looks like a 10-meter class Titan. Next scene, we go into a very important part in this episode. And that's where Pastor Nick of the Wall Cult finally reveals some important information about a special someone in the Scouts who apparently is very important to the kingdom within the walls. And I believe it is Krista that they're talking about, the blonde girl that is talking to Ymir on the horse. Next scene, we jump to the two teams who are looking along wall rows for the hole where the Titans should have been getting through. And unfortunately, they can't find the hole. As far as the teams knows, there's only 9 Titans that came in that day, and they're not sure where they came from. So after they admitting that they couldn't find the hole in the wall, they just decide to take a rest at Castle Uzgard. And only after they decide to take a rest at Castle Uzgard do they get attacked by Titans who do something that Titans were not supposed to be able to do. They attack at night. And they're not sure how to deal with this, so they're completely caught off guard. And that's pretty much it. Now, as far as the animation is top-notch as usual. There's nothing really wrong with the animation. Even the CGI looked a lot better, but that's probably because most of these were night scenes. But yeah, nothing really was really wrong with the animation. Interesting things that I noticed. The fire and how it looked in the dark scenes was really nicely done. Ymir and Raynor seemed oddly like they're hiding something in this episode. They both also seem a tad hostile yet compassionate to two other characters within the story. Ymir's attitude towards Krista and Raynor's attitude towards Connie is looking more and more interesting, is what I'll say. Also, on the particular video I watched, at the very end of the video, the last 30 seconds, there's a preview for the next episode that was still dubbed in Japanese, despite the fact the episode was dubbed in English. So I'm not sure what that was about, but either somebody did something wrong or made a mistake, or I watched a very interesting version of the episode. Either way, I just thought that was odd. I might post where I watched the episode in the description, maybe not. I'll see. The best about the episode is the really good dialogue. Something about Pastor Nick, Ymir, and Raynor's words and the way they use their words and their manner of speech really comes across as if they're hiding something very, very important, something very different from each one of them. But we're not sure what yet. Also, the pacing, each subplot seems to be put together very nicely, so there's a very good flow in how each scene is presented. That's one thing I'm liking about Attack on Titan. They've got explosions, they've got monsters, they've got violent, gruesome death. And the writer of the series seems to be doing a very good job at making sure the plot flows smoothly. So more action-filled scenes are used when needed, not just thrown in there haphazardly like a lot of Americans are used to. So overall, just very good pacing and much better storytelling, considering what type of action could be in there. Now, worst about the episode. Again, nothing was really bad about the episode. There's nothing wrong with it. There was one thing that kind of confused me. Maybe I need to go back and rewatch again. But there's a scene where Raynor and Ymir are supposed to be speaking to each other while she's apparently reading something on a can of food or something like that. And I just thought that scene was longer. This one seemed like it was shorter. So I'm not sure if I'm misremembering, or maybe when it was dubbed, certain things were edited down. I don't know. But I just thought that was weird. Favorite scene. I don't have any one specific favorite scene. I don't have just one. Because of all the things that are going on in this episode, I'm going to go ahead and pick 3 scenes that I thought were really good. So scene 1 was when Captain Rico slays the 10-meter Titan, all the way from the chase to the cannons being fired, all the way to the final slaying. That whole sequence was really nice. 2, when the senior scouts launch off of Castle Utgard and attack the Titans that attacked them during the night raid or whatever, or the night attack. So basically that final scene where you see them jumping towards the Titans, then you see the camera pan back and show how the Titans are surrounding the whole tower or castle. That night scene was really awesome. And 3, this last scene wasn't as much action, but was very important to the flow of the episode. The third scene I thought was interesting and how the dialogue was used, and when Pastor Nick finally reveals the person of interest when it comes to the wall cult and the kingdom. And they all finally realize that there's something interesting about Krista, who joined the scouts only a little while ago. So on a 1 to 10 score, I'll give this episode a 9 out of 10. I really liked the episode. Most of that scoring goes into how well the story moved, the dialogue, and what looks like interesting foreshadowing of certain characters. Overall, a good episode. I liked it and can't wait to see what's going to happen in the night battle at Castle Utgard in the next episode. That looks like it's going to be really interesting. That's it for now. Stay tuned for the next review. I'm out. Peace.